All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited to have you all here for the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. Thanks for logging on. So we've got some really fantastic schools with us here today. Each will have about 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Amanda, and I will be your facilitator for tonight. Before we get started, I do have a few housekeeping items for you. So if you will, please make sure that your camera and microphone are off so that the panelists cannot hear or see you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time, and they will look at those and respond back to you. And this is just one of the many different sessions happening. And so we have these throughout the next few months. So feel free to check out our website and look at the schedules for those. And just so you all know that this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Virginia. But with that, I will turn it over to Kaylee over at North Carolina State University.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for joining for this session. I am super excited to be able to share a bit about NC State University and what we have to offer. So again, I'm Kaylee Watkins. I am one of the admissions officers with NC State and also a graduate. So for those of you who aren't familiar, we are located in Raleigh, the capital of North Carolina, and we are known as a STEM institution. So we're a 4-year public university with a focus in the science, technology, engineering, and math area. But I always like to mention that we do have over 100 majors to choose from, a lot of those outside of the STEM field as well, which we'll get into in just a bit. We're also the largest institution in North Carolina. So we have over 36,000 students and about 26,000 undergraduates. So definitely something to consider as you kind of start that college search process, thinking about what campus size is going to be a good fit for you. As far as rankings go, we are ranked number 7 best value for out-of-state students. So as we like to say, you definitely get a lot of bang for your buck at NC State and a great return on investment. And we'll also talk a little bit more about the cost of attendance in just a bit as well. In regards to our physical campus, we are divided into 3 main areas. And so basically all of them are within a couple miles of one another. Most students have classes on one of our campuses, but if you are a student in engineering or textiles at NC State, then you may take some courses on our Centennial campus and main campus. So going a little bit back and forth between the two. But our Centennial campus definitely offers a lot of great bonuses for NC State students. In addition to housing some academic buildings, it is also home to over 70 different industry, government, and nonprofit partners. So a lot of opportunities for internships or co-ops or collaboration throughout your time on campus. And a lot of our graduates are actually hired by those partners each year. So it's a great way to kind of start forming relationships while you're studying. And then we are also big on entrepreneurship at NC State. And so there's a lot of collaboration that happens with businesses on campus, off campus, and within your academic programs. So speaking a little more to learning opportunities, kind of inside and outside of the classroom, we do have a business major that has a focus in entrepreneurship. And we even have a building for students to kind of come together with local companies to develop either companies, products, apps, whatever it may be. NC State's motto is think and do. So innovating and creating new things is definitely a big part of our campus culture. I've talked a little about co-ops and internships already on our campus, but we're also just a couple miles from downtown Raleigh, and being the capital of North Carolina, as you can probably imagine, there are a lot of different ways that you can get involved with companies in the downtown area. And then we're also located near Research Triangle Park. So it's a whole other hub of different organizations that you can work with. In terms of getting involved a little bit further off campus, we do offer over 200 different study abroad programs in over 60 different countries. So there's a lot to choose from when it comes to where to study, what to study, and how long you want to study abroad for. So I always encourage students to look into that. And then finally, NC State is a research institution. So all of our undergraduate students are able and encouraged to participate in research. That can happen within the classroom, kind of woven into your curriculum, no matter what major you're in. But there are a lot of ways that you can get more involved in that outside of the classroom as well, by either taking additional courses or actually joining in on a research project with a professor or faculty member at NC State. So in terms of majors, I mentioned we offer over 100, but I wanted to show you all just a snapshot of the top 10 programs that students came into last year. You'll definitely see that STEM's represented here, but you'll also see majors like animal science. So NC State was actually founded as a mechanical arts and agricultural school. So you'll definitely see ag represented a bit. And then in terms of some of the more unique majors we offer, we do have architecture, design programs, textiles, natural resources, and a whole lot of other options. Just one major I want to highlight really quickly is exploratory studies. That is essentially NC State's undecided major. So you don't have to pick and know exactly what you want to do when you're coming in. You can take some time, work really closely with an advisor to explore your options before you go ahead and declare. And then if you're interested, when it comes time to apply, this is a snapshot of exactly what's required. So you can either complete your application through Common App or Coalition. There is an $85 application fee, and we do accept fee waivers. We also require an official high school transcript and then self-reported either SAT or ACT test scores. When it comes to application deadlines, we have two different options for our first year fall applicants: early action and regular decision. So early action, you'll see that deadline is November 1st. It's non-binding, but I always encourage students to apply early if you can, because there are a lot more scholarship opportunities that come with applying early. One of those being our Park Scholarship, which is a full ride to NC State, and it is available to out-of-state students. You would apply to the NC State by November 1st and to that scholarship by November 1st. And then finally, as far as what we look for in a competitive applicant, this is kind of a general overview. So academic achievement is looking at your grades, looking at the types of courses you're taking. Are they advanced courses? What kind of rigor is there when it comes to math? But then we also look at things like interest in the major that you're selecting. So you do pick a major when you apply to NC State, and we want to see that you have interest in that area. We also look at your involvement, activities, and then we do also consider what kind of courses your school offers and what you're taking in that context. And then, of course, your individual story, which really comes through in the essays. And then I mentioned I would show you all a little bit about the cost of attendance. So this is the estimated cost for an out-of-state student for a year at NC State. It does include things like personal expenses and books, so it of course will vary from student to student. But again, the biggest thing I'll emphasize is just applying early action or by November 1st to really take advantage of those scholarship opportunities. Thank you all so much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kaylee. Next up, we've got Debbie from the University of Mississippi. Oop, Debbie, I believe you're muted.
So sorry. So I'm actually filling in for Debbie. I'm actually Carmen Morris, but I will leave Debbie's contact information at the bottom of the screen. But super excited to be with you all tonight. We are the University of Mississippi, also and affectionately known as Ole Miss. So I'm just going to dig right into a few facts that we do have. We were founded in 1848, which makes us the flagship university in the state of Mississippi. With that, we are actually based in a really cool town called Oxford, Mississippi. In case you all did not know, we're about 14 hours away. So we're not too far, not too close, but it's definitely a flight you'll have to take. But with that, we are the second smallest school in the SEC. So again, going back to some of our facts, we're one of the nation's best college towns that you'll visit, as well as in the city of Oxford, Mississippi. One thing that I do love about the university and the city of Oxford, it's a great integration. So our undergraduate student rate, we have 17,000 students undergrad, and then with our grad school, we have about 22,000 students. So we are the second smallest school in the SEC, and that's one thing that I do love. Going into a few cool facts about Oxford, Mississippi, we're about 1 hour and 30 minutes from Memphis, Tennessee, which of course you'll know that that's home of the city of music, which we love music, we love art. Oxford is a really cool town that you have to come and visit us. The city and the university, we integrate greatly. And I will say that I do love just being on campus because it is a small Southern school, and I do love the opportunities that our school offers. Again, we are the flagship university in the city. And just going to our student life. So we do have over 300 student organizations, which our students, they get involved in academically, socially, and professionally. So we have all kinds of opportunities. If you don't find anything that you have, the cool thing that I do love about our student organizations is that as long as you have 2 students and 1 student faculty, you can create your own organization or student-led group. That's one thing that I do love. So I'm just going to get into a little bit of our costing of attendance. Overall, for non-residents, it's going to be about $36,000, and this is the breakdown. But currently, we do have our applications open, so we do admit on a rolling basis. So if you are a current senior, then you still can apply up until July, and we will still accept your application, as well as we're still accepting ACT scores. But currently for admissions, we are test optional, so you don't have to submit a test score. But if you DM me or if you contact Ms. Debbie, you can definitely find out what is our admissions when it comes to our test scores and our GPAs. All you have to do is go to olemiss.edu/apply, or you can go through the Common App. Our application typically opens July 1st for the institutional app, and then for the Common App, August 1st. You can visit admissions.olemiss.edu, as well as you can definitely contact us regarding any questions that you do have. We would love to have you visit us on campus at visit.olemiss.edu. We do have in-person visits and would love to see you on campus very soon. I'm going to put in Debbie's contact information. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Carmen. Next up, we've got Shannon from the University College Dublin.
Hi, everyone. I believe I am just a few days short of wishing you all a happy St. Patrick's Day. So you're all very welcome. University College Dublin, we are actually located in Dublin, Ireland. Ireland is a fantastic place to consider where you would study for your full degree. You might be putting study abroad at the top of your list of places or things that you would like to do during your college experience, and certainly we would encourage you to think about going abroad for your entire degree. Ireland is an incredibly welcoming country known for its hospitalities, as well as its beautiful landscapes, and Dublin itself being the European tech center. Many connections to industry, so depending on what majors you're thinking about, careers, internships, or even further study abroad, there would be a lot of opportunities with American companies and other multinational companies in Ireland and Dublin itself. If you're especially globally minded and hoping not only to study abroad for your 3 or 4-year program for your undergraduate degree, Ireland is also welcoming students and graduates of its institutions to stay for an additional 1 to 2 years after graduation, if that's something that would be especially interesting to you. University College Dublin is one of the largest urban campuses in Europe. We're a very traditional campus in the American sense, in that if you were standing in the middle of campus, I'm not sure that you would probably fully feel that you're in a European capital. You have the traditional lakes and the swans that swim in the lakes. You all have the state-of-the-art academic buildings, but hop on a bus and in 15 minutes, you're in the heart of Dublin City Center. UCD is a ranked top 1% institution worldwide, so the degree that you would be receiving at University College Dublin will go with you wherever you would like to go, be it an accredited program, into a master's degree, right into the career force, and be a well-recognized degree that you've earned. There are lots of work opportunities, as I've mentioned, because we're in Ireland's capital and in a European capital. And we are about 19,000 undergraduate students, with about 30% of our student body being international. So a large school by Irish standards, but maybe more medium to large school for US standards. When you're coming over to Ireland, you would be living on our campus, at least for your first year. You'd be highly encouraged, although it would not be required. The accommodations at UCD are state of the art. You'll have all the amenities you're used to seeing on a university or college campus. In fact, every student on our campus has their own room, and most students would actually have an ensuite, so their own bathroom as well. It's a very walkable campus, so although we sit on about 300 acres and there's lots of space to spread out and sports fields, the accommodations and our academic buildings are all kind of in the center there of campus. So a short walk to the library, a short walk to the cafeteria, or to your laundry, whatever you might be looking for. And there's certainly a sense of community built in our accommodations, whether it's with other Irish students that are there studying in their home country, or with our dense international population as well. Life on campus is, I guess, what you want to make it. There's a lot of opportunities to get involved in the city center, whether it's through the culture or the arts, but also through the 70+ societies or 60+ club sports that we have on campus. I've mentioned that a lot of the amenities would be similar to many US college campuses. We have the cafes and a student bar, as well as the Olympic-sized swimming pool and climbing walls. But I'll certainly encourage you to get involved in one of the largest organizations on campus, and that would be the International Student Society. So that's a great place to meet other students, especially those who are international to the campus, but also it's a great way to get to know Ireland in your first semester because of the great field trips that they put on. You might be wondering, what can I study in Ireland? What would I bring back to the United States? And UCD is a comprehensive research university with just about anything that you'd be looking to study. What's unique about looking internationally is you don't find many institutions that have general education requirements. So any of the majors that you're applying to at UCD would be, you're jumping into that major right in your first year. In fact, you apply directly into those programs. So some unique opportunities would be studying medicine or law or veterinary medicine right in your first year. So those are not pre-med or pre-vet type programs. But one thing that does make UCD stand out amongst other international universities would be our liberal arts and sciences program, which would allow flexibility for someone who's not fully decided on their major to come in and try 2 or 3 different majors in your first year before declaring. And that is actually quite unique for Ireland, and certainly unique for European institutions. We are on the Common App, so please apply if that's a means that you're already using. If not, you're welcome to apply direct. We have applications that open on October 1st, many scholarship opportunities. And I hope you'll stay in touch with us and you can email my colleague directly, kendallhook@ucd.ie. Thank you all.
Great, thank you so much, Shannon. Next, we've got Grant at Mississippi State University.
Hey everyone. As my colleagues have said, first, thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. We know you're taking some time out of your evening and you're tired, but here to learn about some college options for you. So as stated, my name is Grant Nair, and I serve as the Assistant Director of Recruitment at Mississippi State University. I work directly with all students from the DMV area, so especially you guys here in the state of Virginia. Super excited to be spending my evening with you. This is actually my 7th year working for Mississippi State University in the recruitment office. So I'm very well equipped to help you as much as we can. So to learn a little bit about Mississippi State University, we are actually located in Starkville, Mississippi. And so it is very much a small town, as a rural college town, but it was voted a top 25 college town in the United States. So you definitely have some great options in terms of accessibility and things that there are to do. We were founded in 1878 as Mississippi A&M, standing for Agricultural and Mechanical College. So our strong suits and our pillars are founded in agricultural and anything STEM related. We've since acquired a ton of other different majors that we'll talk about here in just a second. thus acquiring the name Mississippi State University. We do have about 23,000 students enrolled on our campus, making us the largest institution in the state of Mississippi. We do have 4,200 acres of campus. I tell you that because we are a Tier 1 Top 100 research institution. Basically, those are a bunch of words that allow you to know that you have undergraduate research opportunities starting from your first semester on campus. So that's something super unique to Mississippi State and something that we encourage you to take advantage of as a great resource for you. As I just mentioned, we have over 180 different majors and academic programs of study. They are broken into these academic colleges that you see listed on your screen. So what I'm going to do is talk through a little bit of these. As I mentioned, we are founded on the basis of the College of Agriculture and Engineering. So in the field of agriculture, they're doing a lot of research. If you're interested in animal and dairy science, food science, nutrition, horticulture, things of that nature, they're doing a lot of things with the USDA Research Center and working to basically eradicate food hunger and enhance food safety quality, which is really cool and unique. The College of Architecture, Art and Design is super hands-on. It is all studio-based, and they're actually working with the Carl Small Town Center and is an advocate of meaningful design for small towns, so revitalizing small towns throughout the United States. The College of Engineering, a lot of great options for you. We have everything from aerospace to petroleum engineering with everything in between. Biggest thing within our College of Engineering is our co-op and internship opportunities. 93% of our students who go through our co-op from Mississippi State actually have a job prior to graduation. So talk about job security. That's really great. We also have College of Business, which is really known for our international business program and our entrepreneurship center. We are actually ranked number 6 worldwide for entrepreneurship research. So if you have some great ideas, bring it along. Remember me, Grant and Aaron. I hope you get there. I'm just kidding. And then we also have the College of Forest Resources. So if you're interested in anything like sustainability, environmental conservation, forestry, this is a great option for you as well. And that partners really well with our veterinary medicine program. So there are only 34 vet schools in the whole nation. Mississippi State is one of those. We do offer an early entry vet program we can discuss in more detail if interested. And that actually gives you admission to the DBM program as early as your senior year of high school. So as I mentioned just a little bit ago, we are located in Starkville, Mississippi. There are a lot of things to do. We have over 350 student organizations. So I promise you, you can find some way to get involved during your time on campus. That is my biggest push to you as you kind of start this exploration, is find an institution that you can get plugged in day one. Statistically proven, Mississippi State likes to help their students get plugged in again from that initial date. And so we want to make sure you take advantage of those opportunities with you. We are NCAA Division I athletics, so Southeastern Conference. We are a proud member of the Southeastern Conference, much like some of my colleagues here on this call as well. Definitely drink what's in the Kool-Aid. If you are interested in exploring your options with Mississippi State University, our application for the 2023 seniors, our application will go live on August 1st, 2022. If you're a senior, our application is up and live, and we do practice rolling admission. So you can submit your application and still be considered up for all full potential scholarships that all seniors can. We just need your application and your transcript and the application fee. And then your test scores. We are test optional for this year, so we do not need those for the purpose of admission. If you'd like to be considered for some of our merit-based awards, we do encourage you to get that submitted because that will be in consideration with your GPA as well. You can apply through our institutional application, Common App, or Coalition for a brief period of time. We are breaking up with Coalition. So that's just something to kind of know there. If you're a transfer student, all of those same concepts, just include those higher end transcripts with you. So our role in this office is to also help you make college as affordable as possible. Mississippi State has tons of great scholarships that they help non-resident students with. So whether they're merit-based, need-based, departmental scholarship, privately funded awards, we have plenty of options for you. Our priority deadline was December 1st, but you can still apply and receive just as much scholarship, just about, minus those highly competitive scholarships at Mississippi State. So if you're interested, definitely encourage you just to explore those options with us. We are open for visits, so you can come in person, you can do a virtual tour. We have a lot of options for you. I encourage you to do that. Getting your feet on campus is the greatest way to tell if an institution is a great fit for you. So definitely encourage you to do that, and would be more than happy to to host you on campus. And I'm just lastly, real quick, just going to flash my information up there for you. If you'd like to receive more information, you can scan that QR code that's on your screen and fill it out, and we'll be more than happy to send something to you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Grant. Next, we've got Matthew from the University of Georgia.
You would think after 2 years of doing this, I'd be better at sharing my screen and that sort of thing by now. I'm Matt Wilcox from the University of Georgia, from one Bulldog to another. Thanks, Grant. What a good looking Bulldog you have. So the University of Georgia, we are a fellow SEC member, Research One institution, state flagship. Yes, we're that University of Georgia. So a couple of quick things about us. We are a fairly large school, 29,000, almost 30,000 undergraduate students. We've got 250 majors and academic programs that are spread across 18 schools and colleges. We don't admit by major at the University of Georgia, so if that's something you're thinking about, but we do have those majors listed at majors.uga.edu, admissions.uga.edu, and I do recommend going to check those out. We're located in downtown Athens, Georgia, so North Campus is literally across the street from downtown. Athens is a neat college town, cool music and art scene, neat little coffee shops. If I say Athens is hip, I feel like I sound even older than I am, but it's a pretty good description of the town. So I really enjoyed my time there, and again, really integrated with the university right there in downtown. Just some quick facts and figures on admissions. So we do a recalculated weighted core GPA. We pull core classes out and add weight for AP or IB if your school hasn't. You can see there the middle of our range from last year was between a 4 and a 4.27. We are requiring the SAT or the ACT like our friends in North Carolina. For us, those do need to be the official scores sent from the testing agency. And what you see there are our super score combined for the SAT or the ACT. Whatever works there, we don't have a preference between those tests. Quickly, the other thing that we think a lot about in our review process is what a student is taking at their school. And we think about that in the context of your school. So we are looking at what's available to each student, and then we want to see a student challenging themselves within the context of what's available at their school. So if you saw 7 to 12 AP, IB, or dual enrollment classes on that last slide, that's true, but it isn't a bar or something that we have to get over in order to be admitted to Georgia. What we really want to see is that you're taking those tough classes as they're available to you. Just a quick checklist on applying to Georgia. So we're on the common application, we're on the coalition application, we have our own application, whatever works there, a couple of short essays, our application fee or a fee waiver, obviously your official high school transcript. We do require a counselor evaluation, and that helps again with that context that I was talking about for understanding the courses that are available to you. And then those official SAT or ACT scores, and then a teacher recommendation is an optional part of our application. So I think, like many of my colleagues have said on the call, really involved, engaged campus, and that's one of the things I do love about Georgia. We have more than 700 clubs and student organizations, and just really engaged. We have a student body that wants to be involved on campus. I think part of what drives that is that all of our first year students do live on campus. So if you come to Georgia, you'll live in one of our 22 residence halls your first year. And after that, you can continue to live on campus or move off to some of the student housing off campus if you want to do that. Just some quick, I do like for especially our out-of-state friends to have a look at the cost of attendance. This is what we have before any financial aid or scholarships, but I want to make sure that this is something that as we're making those decisions about what the best fit for us is, that we have this information. On the scholarships front, at Georgia, when you apply to the University of Georgia, we look at you for all of our merit and academic scholarships. And if we can offer you money, we do. You don't have to do anything extra or fill anything out for all but one of our merit scholarships. The one that is the exception for that is our Foundation Fellowship. The Foundation Fellowship is our top academic scholarship. So if you're an academic rock star, you've never made a B in your life, and they're going to rename part of the SAT for you, let me know. But otherwise, all of our merit and academic scholarships are reviewed automatically when you apply. A couple of, we can talk about myths in the Q&A. I'm looking forward to that. So I will skip this one for now. I'll finish with this and just, Grant, that was a great looking Bulldog on your slide, and I do love him, but we do have the best mascot in America. That is my personal opinion. Uga here, but also Sports Illustrated did a ranking. Look at that guy, little shirt. Love that. I'm looking forward to your questions in the Q&A, and I really appreciate y'all's time today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Matthew. And to round us out, we've got Elizabeth from the University of Alabama.
Hi, everybody. I'm Elizabeth Dugas. I'm the University of Alabama's regional recruiter for Virginia, and I live and work out of my house in Charlottesville and have done that for 16 years. Before that, I was actually an attorney. So I'll give you a quick overview of the University of Alabama, and of course, I would love to connect with you and give you more info later. So I'll give you my info, my contact info at the end of the presentation, as well as a QR code you can scan as well. So the University of Alabama is located in Tuscaloosa, which is a great college town. It is a medium-sized city, just a little bit bigger than Charlottesville, Virginia. You can see this quick overhead here with our stadium as the focus, obviously. But you can also see a couple of these on the side. We've got a downtown theater. We've got a river as the north border of campus. Those are residence halls and a gym and a couple smoothie bars right in front of the river. So it's a really good place to go to school. That is our north border of campus. And this is what we have on campus. We have about 38,000 total students, counting grad and professional students. For grad school, we have basically all of the majors we have as an undergrad. We also have a school of law. We don't have a school of medicine or any of the health professions on our campus. Those are located in Birmingham. But we do have a partnership with UAB, which is an entirely separate school in Birmingham, but we're in the same state system. So if you are interested in going on to medical school or any of the health professional schools, we can definitely get you there despite them not being on our campus. And then you can see that the majority of our students are from outside the state of Alabama. It's just under 2/3. And Virginia is the number 9 overall state, number 8 out of state that we get our students from. As for who we are on campus, we always rank in the top 5 nationwide for universities enrolling national merit scholars. We currently have 59 total cumulative over the years, Goldwater scholars, over 300 study abroad programs, all different types, whether it's semester at sea to exchange programs, to any other type of study abroad. We have all of those. We have over 200 academic majors and minors, 9 schools and colleges, 7 honors programs, including our general honors college housed within our honors program. All of those have separate admission requirements that I'll be happy to share with you later. But some of those are specific towards certain majors and certain graduate study programs. And like the other SEC schools on this call, we are a Carnegie R1 Research University. All 14 of the SEC schools are. As for what we offer, this is our list of majors. I know it's kind of small print, but we have most everything. Anything that's listed as a minor is not a major. Anything that doesn't say minor next to it is a major and is also a minor with the exception of dance. That's the only thing that you can major in and not minor in at the University of Alabama. The dance professors felt like they weren't getting as committed dancers when they had that as a minor, so they eliminated that about a decade ago. But all of these other things are both majors and minors. You can double major in just about anything. You can also design your own major. That is increasingly more popular. So if you want to combine more than 2 majors, or especially more than 3 majors, then you definitely want to design your own major. And we call that program New College. You just write up a paragraph about what you want to study, why you want to do it, why you want to combine all these different departments, what your kind of goal is. And then you'll have a specialized advisor that helps you craft the classes, craft your major, pulling the classes from different departments, and then name it as well. And that will go on your degree. And then of course we have all of the pre-programs as well. Many of our students are pre-law, pre-med, pre-dental, pre-whatever. And then of course our number 1 entering freshman major is undecided. So we offer that as well. And then you'll have specialized advising to help you decide on what you want to end up majoring. As far as campus life, big schools, so we have just about everything. That number is a little low. We actually are closer to 700 student organizations at this time. This went to print a year ago. And we also have the number 1 Greek system in the entire country. So if you are interested in sorority or fraternity life, we definitely offer that, but it's only about 1/3 of our students. So it's not something you have to do in order to be somebody on campus, but we definitely offer it. The food on our campus is excellent. We have the largest Starbucks on any college campus in the country. So you can see that slide there. And we also have food trucks, smoothie shops, individualized businesses like Panda Express, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, Starbucks, Raising Cane's, things like that on our campus as well. And quick note, we do rank number 2 in the country according to the Princeton Review for internship placement. So obviously excellent job prospects and ways to get involved in your major as well. This is just a quick slide about our housing. We do have some of the nicest housing that you'll find on any college campus. Most of our students, including the majority of our freshmen, do live in what's effectively a 4-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. So you share a bathroom with one other student, you share a kitchen and a living room with 3 other students, and you get your own private bedroom. That's the majority of our housing, even for freshmen. But we do have traditional style, which is 2 people to a room, bathroom down the hall. We also have 2 people to a room, share your own private bath. That's our newest style. Those can vary in cost. So if cost is a concern, it's, to your advantage to live in a place where you have less personal space, but we definitely have a lot of options with more personal space than you'll find in most places. As for other opportunities on campus, we certainly have athletics. We have Division I sports, club, and intramural sports. Unfortunately, I did not get to update this slide this year. Thank you, Matt, but congratulations. But I did get to update it last year. So 18 football national championships, 21 Division I sports. We actually did just win another national championship this week, but it was in wheelchair basketball. We're excellent at adaptive athletics as well, and we're definitely very proud of our Crimson Tide. We do say Roll Tide all the time. That is definitely part of our culture. As for how to apply, we have rolling admission, but it is always better to apply earlier rather than later. So I can't stress enough, apply early in the fall. Our application will open in July. The Common App will open in August, but you always have until May to decide. There's nothing binding. We are test optional again for 2023, but there can be scholarship advantages to sending your test score. $40 app fee, need your transcript, possibly SAT or ACT, but we don't use essays or letters of rec, so it's a really quick, easy application. And then January 15th is the deadline for test optional scholarships, but October 15th is my recommended deadline for maximum scholarship consideration. If you do have test scores, this is our merit scholarship chart. These all require test scores. So there are no automatic scholarships just on GPA, but these are automatic if you do have a test score as well. So if you fall into this chart, then the scholarship is automatic. And you have until February of your senior year to take the test or retake the test. SAT or ACT, either is fine. You don't need both in order to qualify for one of these automatic scholarships. Otherwise, like I mentioned, test optional. It's just based on your transcript and holistic review. Finally, please come for a visit. We would love to have you. Depending on where you are in Virginia, we're between 6 and 13 hours away. Flights typically are into Birmingham, which is about 45 minutes to an hour from our campus. There are also shuttles that can take you to and from the airport, and we plan in-depth visits for students all the time. I'll be happy to help you with that if you want more than just a campus tour. And this is my contact info. And like I said, you can scan the QR code if you would like to get more information.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Elizabeth. Great. Well, at this time, I would love it if our facilitators or our panelists could turn their cameras back on, and we'll jump into about 1 or 2 questions, depending on the time that we've got. And so with that, we will go in the same order that we did presenting wise, so that way everybody gets a chance to answer. But the first question that we have is, what is one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process? And we'll start with Kaylee.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great question. So one thing that comes to mind is about selecting majors. So as you all probably heard from the institutions on the call today, some schools like NC State do require you to pick a major when you apply. Others may be more flexible in terms of you come into the general program and then you select. But I think a big myth that I usually hear is that you have to know exactly what you want to do when you're applying to college. And in most cases, that's not true. So a lot of schools do offer exploratory programs or undecided majors where you have a chance to really see what a school offers before you choose. But even if that's not the case, if you do come to a school under a certain program, realize it's not the best fit for you. I would say most schools are very accommodating with working with you to change your major. So definitely don't put too much pressure on yourselves to pick a major when you're applying. It's definitely good to do research, but you're never going to be stuck in a certain program.
So I would definitely say, if you ever get the opportunity, make sure you're visiting and recording. So I know a lot of times students, when they do go on campus, they kind of forget the memories that they have while they're visiting. So I would definitely do that, just because, of course, our campus is beautiful, but you want to just make sure you're documenting everything just so you can compare the two. And I love to say that universities are like shoes. You're just trying to figure out which one is the perfect fit. So with that, you have a lot of shoes, but you want to make sure that the shoe that you pick is the right fit. So definitely record, document, and just enjoy your time while you're visiting those universities and campuses.
I think a myth can be about cost. The cost of universities, especially if you're looking abroad or certainly out of state, you might just count them out right away because you're going to assume they'll be more expensive, and sometimes they absolutely are, and that's things to absolutely consider. But through scholarships and programs available at some institutions that you can research into, or that are made very available in the slides that you heard here tonight, there are ways to match those out of state or out of country institutions to in-state costs.
I think for me, it's for you as students to know that we as representatives are operating in your court. We are here to make this a seamless process and help to make it as easy as possible for you. It's already going to be difficult enough. So we're here just to be a bridge to help fill that gap. So just encourage you to utilize your admissions representatives at all the various institutions that you might be shopping at.
Something that comes up a fair amount that I really want to address is an idea of caps or quotas by geography for many of us, that there are only so many students we take from a city or a county or a zip code or a school or a homeroom, whatever. And for almost none of us is that true. And so I would say that you're not competing against one another from your school or your class for any of our schools. You're relative to the pool and the criteria that we have for admissions. And I think that helps a little bit.
I'd like to piggyback off of Grant a little bit here and say that not only are we as admission officers in your corner, we're actually trying to find ways to get you in. We are not trying to keep you out. Colleges want to find a way to admit the students that really want to go there. We're not in a denial game. We're on your side. We can't take everybody just because we do have space constraints, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to find a way for you to be here. We're not looking to nitpick things wrong in your application in order to find a way to get you out. That's definitely not our goal. So we're definitely your friends here.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all so much to our lovely folks from all of your different colleges and universities. Thanks for taking your time out of your evening to do this. We greatly appreciate that. And for those of you listening, thank you for spending your evening with us and learning a little bit more about these schools. So just so you know, when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. And we would really appreciate you filling that out so that way we can get any feedback from you that would be helpful. Additionally, we encourage you to check back at strivescan.com for sessions that are happening, like I mentioned at the beginning of this session, for sessions that are happening throughout the remainder of the month and into May. And then lastly, as I mentioned this before a little bit, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Virginia. Thank you all again so much for everything, and I hope you have a great evening.